welcome back to the Texan Shades. We got a product spotlight, and full disclosure, this set was sent to me from Phoenix Artists and Accoutrements, Douglas, Fran, and Huxley. Thank you so much for the purposes of this review. We're going over a new series, a new fragrance line, if you will, but it's going to include soaps and all the usual accoutrement that comes with that. And it's called the Doppelgänger Continuum series, or Continuum collection. I have a ton of notes. This video may be a little longer. I am going to do a shave, but I've got like 3 pages of notes here. Now, this is all from the sales blurb that was sent to me, and I want to first explain what the Continuum collection is so you understand the direction that PAA or Phoenix Shaving is heading with this particular line of fragrance. So this is a letter from Fran. Fran is heading up this whole collection, this whole series of Doppelganger Continuum collection. This is her baby, so to speak. So this is from the sales blurb, directly from the sales blurb, written by Fran. So Douglas collects a lot of things, as you can imagine. One of these things is his vintage Time Life Mysteries of the Unknown series of books. If you're not familiar with it, back in the 1980s, this was a thing. Each month, an epically illustrated book would arrive at your doorstep. When the year was over, you had a serious collection. Our Doppelganger Continuum was very much in the same spirit. However, instead of a collection of high strangeness, we are releasing a collection of high fragrance. If you regularly pick up each new drop, by the time we're finished, I promise you will have an impressive assembly of some of the most exciting and sought-after fine fragrances only known before to serious frag heads. We also will include historical notes and info on each fragrance, giving you a little bit of fine fragrance education. Douglas and I believe this will give folks an even deeper respect and appreciation for the scents that got us where we all are in shavedom today. Douglas also hopes it will aid in growing a broader palette for many just becoming interested in fine fragrances. Doppelganger Continuum is a carefully curated collection of scents that spans decades. Many of these fragrances have been discontinued by their original creators, and some have undergone formula changes over time. In this deep dive, we will seek to uncover some coveted classics and bring them back to life and into your shaved in. At this time, each scent will only be available for a limited time, so stay tuned and be sure to subscribe to our newsletter so you can be alerted when each new drop appears. This year's Doppelganger Continuum offerings are the result of a long-term project started years ago by me, Fran. Douglas, Hux, and Cube are by my side, of course, and I am at the helm of looking forward to guiding this journey. Shave on and enjoy, Fran. So, like I said, that was direct from the sales blurb, and I've got all the other notes, and there's a nice history lesson about the fragrance that we're going to be discussing today. And Doppelganger Continuum Collection number 1. And it is a beautiful, interesting artwork. Even the splash box has been updated for this collection. It's got some really unique stuff, a little Easter eggs hidden in there as well, as usual. This is, of course, the hollow, but it's also a nice metallic label. Here's the splash. That is also on like a metallic label. I really love the artwork on this one. So Doppelganger, it says number 1 right there if you can't quite see it. And let me get things ready. And we're going to continue on with this and get the shave going. And I've got a lot more to talk about. I got my notes right here on 2 other pages on my mirror. All right, we're back. Got my brush ready. I'm using the PAA's Switchback 400 with a pure bliss knot in there. I'm using the stainless steel Ascension Select Twist. And I've got the Gillette Red Tip on the bottom there. And I've got a first use Kai blade in there. So we're going to do the good old just 3 swirls, all right, in the tub. And that's going to be, let's get it started. That's 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's get the face wet. The glasses off. Man, the scent on this one is so good, and we're about to get into that. I just don't want this to take too long, so I am going to get this shave started. All right, so the scent that we are discussing is, I'm going to butcher this. It's French. It's from Chanel. Cuir de Russie. I know I said that totally wrong. Blast me in the comments. I tried and I even practiced this one. I had some videos on how to say it properly, and I cannot get that French hard R to save my life. Sorry, there I go again with that. The top notes are bergamot, citrus, neroli. Middle notes are rose, carnation, iris, cedar, jasmine, ylang ylang. And the bottom notes are amber, leather, musk, tobacco, birch, vetiver, and vanilla. And the scent, this is my third shave with this scent, this soap, and it is lovely. So a little bit of history about this fragrance. So in 1920, Coco Chanel was introduced to the Grand Duke Dmitry Pavlovich, first cousin to Tsar Nicholas II, and conspirator in the murder of Rasputin. The pair met in Biarritz, I guess I'm pronouncing that wrong, France, and had a short, intense love affair, which served as the inspiration for Cuir de Russie. Her desire for this fragrance was to capture the essence of her affair with the Grand Duke by recreating the atmosphere of their apartment in Paris. This fragrance was first blended in 1924 by Ernest Beau and unleashed upon the world in 1927. If you don't know, Ernest Beau was also the nose behind Chanel No. 5, the ever-popular Chanel No. 5. This was originally released and marketed as a woman's scent. However, that didn't last long once men got their noses on it. And I mean, with leather, musk, tobacco as a scent note, its fate was sealed. Again, I'm reading the blurb, the sales blurb. Chanel was always challenging the norms, so this scent is right home among their iconic product line. Also, it's not the only Cuir de Russie type scent out there, but to us, it is probably the best and definitely deserves a spot in our Continuum collection. So I think it is definitely one for the collection. I can see why. The history of it's fairly rich. It's definitely a much older scent. The more I use it, the more I am enjoying this. Get some more water. Guys, Douglas is right. All it takes is 3 swirls in your tub. I have plenty of lather to go, and I'm flinging it everywhere. Jeez, I'm flinging it everywhere. But again, if I only ever do 3 swirls in my CK6, I will never kill a tub. All right, we're going to go with that. Okay, I didn't forget my towel. Move some stuff around here. And I'm going to switch places with some of my notes because one page I've finished. So get my razor wet and warm. And I have, I haven't shaved my face since the last video, so it's been quite a while. I don't even know, maybe 3-4 days, something like that. So definitely needed. All right, here we go. So there have been changes, of course, over the years with this fragrance by Chanel for varying reasons. Most mainly because ingredients disappearing that were normally used or ingredients that are no longer allowed to be used in fragrances. So this homage of Cuir de Russie is based on the more recent EDP version, as opposed to the original 1927 formula. The powdery talc opening is toned down a bit, while the tobacco and leather notes have been turned up a notch. So I do agree. I do have a sample, actually. I am wearing this lather of the real stuff, and it is very, very close. Boy, got that lather very wet. It's just dripping off my razor. So, a unique olfactory profile, Craterussi is classified as a leather schiffer. I never knew how to pronounce that right. Schiffer. I'm not sure. Somebody's going to correct me. I'll look it up. Sorry. Fragrance. It features notes of birch tar. This provides the characteristic smoky, leathery scent reminiscent of Russian leather. Floral notes such as jasmine, rose, and iris, which add a touch of elegance and soften the intensity of the leather. And then tobacco and spices. These contribute to the fragrance's warmth and complexity. So, some sources say this fragrance was created in 1927, um, but it was essentially actually 1924. And again, like I said, by Ernest Beau, and he is the renowned perfumer who created Chanel Number 5. All right. All right, I think I have gotten through all those notes. Hopefully, I didn't go too quick, guys. Sorry. I was a bit overwhelmed when I realized I had 3 pages. I was like, how am I going to do this? But I really wanted to discuss the Continuum collection itself, and I figured, well, what better way than to just use Fran's words and read her note? Now, that will be on the sales blurb once this is released. And speaking of, I don't know exactly when this is going to be released yet. We haven't got that. But Doug, Fran, and Hux wanted to get this information out now so people can be ready for it. This scent, this is one that lasts all day. It's not strong in projection. It's not going to announce you, but you will be pleasantly surprised with the longevity of this one. I was. Man, I love this razor. You know, I had the Ascension Select, the gunmetal one, but I think I like the stainless steel one better. And the Metaphor was my favorite razor for a long time, but I'm thinking this one might be taking its place. So if you're worried about the florals in this, they are pronounced, and that may be a decision maker for some of you. It's not for me. I do not have a problem with most florals, but if you're someone that isn't too keen on florals, I would highly suggest buying a sample of this first and giving it a go. They dry down quickly, and the vetiver in this one is definitely there, and that aids in giving it more of a masculine, and the leather comes through and the dry down very nicely. When I compared the two with the original, honestly, I thought I liked the original Chanel more. Um, And I found that the original was actually a bit more powdery than this one, even though it's supposedly been toned down from the original formula, which I'd never had my nose on the original 1927 formula or 1924 formula. But I found that the Chanel version versus the Phoenix version was heavier on the powder as well, and this one was a little more on the vetiver possibly, but that's just my nose, guys, so don't take that for anything. There's some notes that I just don't pick up very well that my daughter does over me and stuff, so that's why I use her as a sounding board on a lot of these before I do a video. And unfortunately, she's not here this week, so I didn't have her to get her nose on this one yet, but I know this is one she's going to like. Let's get this last pass in. I do enjoy it. I can definitely see why it's considered a unisex scent, for sure. But I am very happy with it. But again, for some of you, you might want to try out the sample first. There will be the full complement with this when it's released. I'm not sure about deodorant, but I do know Star Jelly, Solid Cologne, EDP, all of that. I will be picking up some of the flanker items for this. Oops. Brush fell over. Man, I've been looking forward to this shave all day. I was planning on doing it this morning, but had a lot to do. Getting things ready on my truck for my drive to the Arizona meetup. Got the oil change today. Gonna go get my tires inspected and rotated and a few other things, and that's around the corner, so I'm just getting everything ready. All my ducks in a row, right? Man, that's a great shave. I got a little bit down here still. There we go. All right, gonna get a rinse, come back for the splash and my final thoughts. Oh man. Couldn't ask for a better shave. Jeez. I am smooth. Get my mustache back in order, right? All right. Sorry, I have a towel here, and this is such a narrow bottom, it keeps falling over, so I'm going to rinse that out a little bit. Just lay it down so I don't have lather all over my towel here. All right, we're going in with a splash. These sprayers are available at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, so if you're looking for a sprayer that fits the bottle, it's the exact same ones from what I understand. I gave him the link to where I was getting these, so check that out. Hey, you're probably wondering what we're doing here. Well, for some reason, my camera stopped recording right before I was about to apply the aftershave, so here we are. Yeah, so this is the shaved in. I've rearranged it some. I think I've done a video here before. I'm not sure. I'm looking down at the screen to see what you can see, and I realize you're looking at my junked up table. I got a whole bunch of brushes, and I'm about to set a bunch of knots, and I've got some other things that I'm sending off to people, and stuff left over from rearranging this room. So sorry about that. It's a mess. And I've got a big glare from overhead light. I've even unscrewed 2 of the light bulbs, but it's still there. So I've got to figure that out as well. So apologies for the way this looks. Hopefully it sounds okay. So let's continue on. The aftershave is amazing. I mentioned that it is so well blended. You can get every single note that you read when you smell it, and nothing is overpowering the other. It is just so smooth and well blended. It is such a great, great fragrance. I'm really looking forward to the EDP on this one. Again, I do not know when this video, or excuse me, when this drop is going to hit, but you'll find out as soon as I do. But I think it's going to be a really fun ride with the Continuum collection. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on some of these fragrances from days gone by that are no longer available or just really hard to get, or maybe just not heard of anymore because of how old they are. Um, it's a bit of an adventure for me, and I'm becoming a bit of a frag head since I came into the wet shaving community. Oh, geez, somebody's calling me. Sorry about that. And I'm really enjoying discovering things and developing my fragrance palette, so to speak. It's been really wonderful, and I think this Continuum collection, as described in Fran's letter, is a tool that's going to help me do that as well. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys, that's all I got. Find your peace in what and where you can, and we'll see you next time on A Texan Shaves. Goodbye.